7 months ago, we bought our first home in Scotland. This dreamy little cottage in the forest.
We own a house.
Home sweet home, baby!
Back to this bedroom.
When we got the keys, we realised just how much of a project we had on our hands.
Well, that's definitely not what we expected.
Is there any point in taking the rest of the ceiling down?
Oh, it's damp. Really damp. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
But we rolled up our sleeves and we got stuck in.
Come on, Trad, get involved. Got this little orange number. Nice, yeah.
No, I give up actually. I'm gonna head off.
To make this into our dream home, a few things needed doing. We've knocked down walls, cleared the garden, built a carport, and filled endless skips with remnants of what was.
We're gonna take down the roof.
But this is just the beginning.
Let your minds run free on this one.
It's gonna be like an adult playground.
There will be a basketball court here eventually.
Half a basketball court.
So today we're giving you the much needed update on what we've done so far, showing off some seriously satisfying before and afters. And there's so much more to come. We've got some big projects lined up that you're not going to want to miss.
What are you going to do in here? Cartwheels?
Phil says we could deliver this Friday.
No way. Come on.
Ain't no rest for the wicked.
You ready to see what 7 months of hard work looks like? Let's go.
You might not think we've made much progress in the last 7 months, but we've actually done a fair bit. Starting with the entrance hallway in the front of our cottage. So we ripped down these walls, praying for granite at the back. And I guess we've kind of got that. So this will be the front of the house and it will look beautiful when it's finished. Into the kitchen area.
What have we done in this room then?
Not much, nothing. This space is mainly used for us to do laundry and use the fridge freezer. We attempted to clean it when we first arrived so that we didn't die of mould in the lung.
Oh, what's that?
But that's kind of all that's been done. This whole section is getting knocked down. This will no longer be here. This will be the other part of the front of the house. Fingers crossed for beautiful granite. Follow me through to the hallway. So essentially, I would have just walked through our front door. It's going to be there. We've pulled back all the plasterboard off these walls to expose beautiful granite. We're hoping to keep these two as like feature walls. So we'll point them and limestone wash, whatever it is you need to do. It's so dark in this house though. I can't wait to like bring it to life and actually light it really beautifully. We're also going to have like a small mudroom on the front because it's so muddy up here. We're going to be going on hikes and we don't want to walk straight into the house through the front door because it'll all be muddy and there's nowhere to put our shoes because it is such a tiny cottage.
We haven't actually had any walkthrough videos from the architects yet. We had a message yesterday from a lovely lady called Elaine who's built an entire King in It cottage on The Sims. Like most of it's pretty accurate to what we want to do.
It's insane.
It's insane. So thank you so much, Elaine. We're going to use this just so you guys can get a better idea of what it's going to look like. Wait till you see what she's done with the master bedroom. This is what this room first looked like when we moved in. It was full of furniture. It had pink walls, and this was the original living room in the cottage. So this will be our main bedroom. So this is what it actually looks like. It's full of an upcoming project.
My garden studio.
Which is super exciting. To give you a better idea of the pocket door that's going to go into the ensuite, which is part of the extension, take it away, Elaine. Bifolding doors looking out to the jungle. Decorations on point as well. How good is that? So awesome to see. I'm not sure we're going to fit a bath in there, but that would be pretty cool. I think we envisioned the bath upstairs, but that walk-in wardrobe is a vibe, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I hope it's that big. You know I'm gonna fill it.
So by the end of this weekend, all of this studio will be out. We would have removed the radiators and ripped up the floor, ready for some underfloor heating. I got a feeling this is all gonna go super fast once we get stuck into actually building stuff.
Yeah. Garden studio coming soon.
Let me show you the middle room, which used to be a downstairs bedroom. So when we first moved in, this room had a proper mouldy carpet, some dodgy decorations and furniture, so we ripped all that out. We took the floor up. That still needs to be moved somewhere else. But this is almost ready to go, and we got some big plans. This wall is coming down and we're extending out. Thanks again, Elaine, this is where you come in. So where Amy is, that'll be our ensuite that comes off the main bedroom. And then this side is gonna be split into a bathroom and a utility room. So this will be where door number 1 is, coming into the bathroom, and it'll stop there. And then behind door number 2, which will be this way, will be the utility room. Don't think they'll be quite that big, but they're still gonna be really cute.
Next door to that is the beautiful whiskey snug, which I think is probably my favourite room in the house. It's going to be so cute when it's done. So this is what this room looked like in the very beginning. There was yellow walls, really ugly red render across the top of the fireplace. We took out loads of furniture. My mum came up, we used a sledgehammer, she helped us knock the walls down. I hate plasterboard. And the first time I really attempted DIY. Obviously, I was born for it. So eventually this will be a really cozy whiskey snug with like beautiful big sofas, big like cozy throws. It'll be snowing outside and it'll be just so lush. I want to keep the fireplace. We're in a discussion at the moment. It's not a fight, it's a discussion on if we get to keep it or not. It doesn't give out that much heat, but we are going to get rid of the whole heating system in this house and change it for underfloor heating and an air sourced heat pump. So I do believe this small cottage will be hot enough. That will just be for aesthetics because it's so pretty. I really don't want to get rid of it. And this section here is going to be a secret library door through into the new extension.
Here's a little sneak peek.
So this is where the secret door will be. So I am currently standing where the kitchen will be in the extension. So in this walkthrough, it's actually the opposite way round. We're gonna have the living room down that end with the glass view of the forest and the kitchen this end when you walk in. We also didn't want to go for the two-way fire because it cuts off this wall, which is where we wanted the kitchen. This is where the extension will come up to. So from here to the cottage, and this is where the big glass end will be. I think it's 10 meters. So the biggest question on everyone's mind is, when is this happening? So the planning permission got signed off about a month ago, and the builders are coming up in 2.5 weeks. So we've got to work out, we've got floorboards to rip up, we've got more walls to pull down, we've got a studio to build.
Oh, it's all go, isn't it?
And then as soon as they're here, it's timber frame as well. We're doing a timber frame extension. So what that means is once the foundations are down, it's going to be built really quickly. So we're going to see some super fast progress, which is so exciting.
So exciting. You follow me through into this little garden area, which I'm highly excited for. So this is what it looked like in the beginning. So we did a lot of strimming, which took ages.
Nice bit of kit, that.
We took down the whole greenhouse, which took like 5 days, and we thought it would take 10 minutes. We took out the chicken coop, which I was really upset about.
I feel like it's a really cool one and they probably did love
We
it.
found loads of old carpets and treasures. So we trimmed the whole thing. It looked wicked, lovely and neat. You could walk through there, no problem. And then about 3 days later, it looked like this again. It's very difficult to keep this jungle under control. But it's all for a good reason, because this is going to be essentially an outdoor spa. So these are the inspirational pictures that we've got for it. It's going to be such a vibe. We're going to have a hot tub, like a cold plunge. We want a sauna in there somewhere, maybe some outdoor showers. We want loads of beautiful decking, and we want the lights to be right. We want it to look really zen. And when we have friends and family come up, everybody can use it. And it's just a great outdoor space for everyone.
My new best friend, ChatGPT, I typed in, there's like an image processor. It blows my mind. The technology is mental. So I was like, create an outdoor spa with a sauna, a hot tub sunk into the decking, blah, blah, blah. And I just kept on trying different variants. So these are the ideas that it came back with, which are unbelievable.
So
I think if we
cool.
can get anywhere close to that, this is gonna be such an epic spot with the best view out to the forest as well. It's just gonna be amazing. If our neighbor stops strimming
Paul,
or
come on, Paul.
chainsaw in, super peaceful. It's going to be great.
This video is sponsored by Irilo. So you're on holiday having the time of your life, and then bam, you get hit with a roaming bill that looks more like a mortgage payment.
I literally just opened IG.
You need Irilo.
What's that?
Irilo is an eSIM. It's like a SIM card, but invisible. No tiny cards to lose, no hunt for a SIM card at the airport, and best of all, no insane roaming fees. Just download and install it right onto your phone before your trip. And the second those plane wheels touch the ground, boom, you are connected. Once the eSIM is downloaded, it can be activated and managed directly from your phone. Install Irilo before you head off, and you can switch easily from one country to another via their app. And with access to data plans in over 200 countries, there's no need to worry about another physical SIM card ever again.
Irilo, where have you been all my life?
So if you're planning your next adventure, don't get slapped in the kisser by roaming fees. Download Irilo, get your eSIM, and stay connected, hassle-free.
I only wanted to see the bloody dog.
Install Irilo today. Use the code RYOW for $3 off your first eSIM. The link is in the description. It's filthy green. Just an honourable mention for progress that we have made. The Fatbird Cafe is now licensed and fully open for customers. The soft opening was successful. Thank you to my customers in the sky. Why is there food on the camera? Do you think someone was just in there just like, no, 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 no? I'm going to take the SD card out and see what customers have been doing. It's always filthy. They always leave it in such a state and they don't pay. So, might be shut down very soon.
Some more great progress is the render on the cottage. It's come off and we found some lush stone, which wash. We're gonna jet wash back, repoint, and it's gonna look like a brand new, really old cottage. It doesn't look like a big section, but this one took me 4 hours. This one took me 2 hours, and this one isn't quite finished. Follow me upstairs. So this has been the biggest progress and the biggest mission in terms of the actual cottage. We've ripped up the carpets, we've taken all of the furniture out. This was actually the first room we started on with my mum and dad. We got the sledgehammers out, started pulling down walls to reveal the mouldy damp rafters. Dividing walls have been knocked through. I think this is the biggest shock for both of us. We didn't realise like how many trips back and forth in that truck to the barn and how many skips we would fill from these tiny little cottage rooms. Like they were just endless polystyrene and plasterboard and insulation that came out of these little walls. And the mad part is, it's all got to go back in.
We'll just close that door for now.
The reason it all came out was the insulation wasn't thick enough. It also wasn't lined and taped properly either. And it was covered in mouse.
Yeah, mouse poo everywhere. Look at the size of that. Bigger than yours, babe.
And what we've discovered is that these boards will have to come down. So we're literally building an entire new roof. So these ceilings will be vaulted. So these beams will be here. So there'll be heaps of room. And the back of the house is going to be built out like this. So there'll be more headroom this way. We'll gain about 4 foot in the rooms as well. And then here, there'll be beautiful dormers. So we can look out at the views. It literally feels like a lifetime since we started in the dinosaur room. It was the first time Amy used a sledgehammer. She did a great job.
Smashed it, bro. I don't think we're going to get what we need from that. So just put that there.
Then we got Brad the wrecking machine to give us a hand with this room and made a hell of a mess. So the last thing to do upstairs is these stud walls need to come down. We need to remove the copper pipes and the radiators. And then it's literally ready to go for the builders. So these will be 2 guest bedrooms and we're thinking of carpeting them so they're proper cozy. Double beds, you know, dormer views. And in the middle over here, there will be a door which goes into a bathroom. So here's the walkthrough. How epic is that? So our guests will have like their own wing up here, their own toilet and bathroom. We are a bit gutted that this wall isn't the same as this wall because we wanted to do both of these walls as feature walls, keep the granite, you know? The only thing we're undecided on is this little area. So we're actually gonna have a big skylight here just to bring some light into the entrance of the house. We're thinking maybe a little reading nook. Quite cute, isn't it? Next bit of progress is this patio, even though it's covered in what will soon be a studio. We cleaned up all the render that we chipped off, half of it anyway, and I jet washed this entire thing and it came up brand new and it looks awesome. The cool thing about this is now we kind of know what it's going to feel like stepping out of the bedroom into our private little garden, and then also the steps that go up to where Amy's studio will be. Go show them, babes.
So if you'd just like to follow me. I'm not sure what I'll do by here yet because in the summer, this garden, it just blooms. There's wildflowers everywhere, there's bees, there's animals, like wildlife everywhere, and I love to keep it. So I think I just want to make one strip of like road to the garden studio, but I'm not sure what that should look like. So if you've got any ideas, drop them in the comments. So I think this is where it will be. And to say I'm excited is an understatement.
We start tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to start building it tomorrow. I actually can't wait. I have not been sleeping well. I've been up until midnight most days, just like Googling what I can furnish it with, what colours I want to do. Do we want wallpaper? Is it going to be girly? Is it going to be vintage? Is it going to be classic? So many ideas. I cannot wait to actually see the space to then figure out what I'm going to do with it.
The treehouse, 0 progress. This is what we want it to look like. I want it to be a meditation space. Maybe it'll double up as like a guest house. We'll have a little winch so they can like take their luggage up and stay in the treehouse. How cool will that be? Little bucket for snacks. Moving on to what once was the coal shed. I actually started filming this progress of me tearing it down because it was a big project, but I wanted to do start to finish, which will be coming, of me building a music studio / creative space in here. But I don't know what to do with these walls. The sides are like dry stone wall, and apparently you need to like tank it so that it doesn't leak and then stud wall it. So there's a lot to do, and I need to do some major research or find someone who knows what they're doing. I would give it a go myself, but I don't want to do it wrong and then it be all moldy and leaky and all my stuff gets wrecked. This is kind of what I'm hoping for it to look like. How sick is that? If you are a tradie and you know what to do with something like this, dry stone wall, I need to build it up, I need a higher roof. So I've heard that if you put like planks or boxes and you fill them with cement, you can level off the top so that you can bolt some wood into it. But what do I do about stopping anything leaking through there and there? Let me know, because I would love to know. The biggest and most expensive task we've done at this place is building this parking area and carport, which is still unfinished. So when we first moved in, this was a muddy, swampy grass hill, basically, with old outbuildings in it dotted through it. So we had this idea to just dig the whole thing out, flatten it, build a carport, and then put in some steps that go all the way to the top. And that's exactly what we did. The builders came up and built a beautiful dry stone wall from all the granite that we pulled out of the mountain, which was incredible. They said it would have cost like 7 grand just for the stone, and we just found it all for free. And then they built this stunning little walkway that went to the top. We were going to put Amy's garden studio up there, that's why we made such like cool steps, but we've decided to put it in the other garden for now.
The space wasn't big enough.
So this was an almighty task. I feel like that's the biggest visual before and after that we've done so far. Barbecue area, built that. Progress. There will be a basketball court here eventually.
Half a basketball court.
Full basketball court. Another major project we took on was widening this driveway. So before it was super narrow, trucks were like smashing their wing mirrors off on tree branches, and it's been widened now. The reason being is that we need big trucks to come up with like gable ends and massive windows and skips and all kinds. So now this driveway is a lot more suitable. I don't know how it's going to fare in the snow, but one of our neighbors also told us these red berries on these trees means it's going to be a really harsh winter. Good luck to us.
Fun. So this is our old barn that came with the property also. We don't really know what to do with it. We've decided to work on the cottage first and then we'll tackle this. But for now it just kind of stands as a wardrobe cum gym space.
Welcome to our little workshop. This is where we keep all of our tools. I actually had a really big tidy up in here the other day. It's a bit messy again, but this is a perfect little spot to store everything. When we first moved in, it was full of tools and bits and bobs, so we had to have a massive sort out, throw a load of things out. We kept quite a lot of tools as well. For now, it's great. So this is our gym, or soon to be state-of-the-art gym that we're working on. It's such an awesome space. When we first came to view this house, we walked in this barn and we were like, whoa, like this is sick.
Oh, yes, Craig.
Wow, this...
Stop it, please.
Didn't expect it to be this epic.
It's definitely what sold the house to us, wasn't it?
100%, yeah. It's so quirky, it's such a cool layout, and we just fell in love with it straight away. But when we first got the keys, there was so much crap in here. We had to move tons and tons of granite. There was big cabinets that we had to pull out. There was a huge extractor machine, which weighed about 40 ton that we had to drag out. Me and Amy's mum, Helen, put in a shift moving the stuff out of here.
What was I doing?
You were sorting the wardrobe. You want to show them?
All right, so I did have a quick cleanup, but like there's not much stuff. It is a bit messy, so follow me to the wardrobe. If you'd like to just take your shoes off, please. So this is the wardrobe space currently. This is where we keep all of our clothes and all of our bits and bobs that we've brought from Craig's mum's attic bedroom. No, it's not all mine. Yes, I've got a lot of stuff. To my defense, most of it is secondhand, but I will eventually move most of this into my garden studio. A lot of you were a bit worried when we first moved in. The place was very damp, it was very wet. So you guys mentioned about getting a dehumidifier. So we did, and it keeps the air circulating in here, keeps it fresh, and keeps our clothes dry and not mouldy. So when we first moved in, we removed a massive scatty rug from the floor. There's mice that run through this barn at all times. We wanted to lift all the clothes off the floor, put them in boxes and hang them up. There's also a little resident, Robin, that lives in this barn, just up here. And I believe he still lives up there because the other day I was bent over and he landed on my head.
Let me show you this part of the barn. It's a little bit of a mess again, but we emptied this entire thing because where I was standing was floor to ceiling with rubbish. So we did 2 skips full of waste to get rid of it all, which was the 7 months worth of us pulling out the walls, etc. So when we first arrived, this is what it looked like. Again, there was loads of stuff that we had to sort through and get rid of. Back in the day, this used to be a cow shed. You can see like the little sections / pens all the way down. We're still undecided what to do with this part of the barn or the whole barn, but it would be really cool eventually to turn it into like another little living space. But then we were like, where do we put the gym? Follow me outside. This is what we've got left to get rid of. We've got steel and metal. We're going to take to a scrappy for some dollar bills, y'all. We've got a lot of cardboard and stuff that we want to get rid of. There's some pieces of granite that we want to keep for maybe like the sauna area. to make it look more like in tune with the land, do you know what I mean? And then the rest of it is going into the skip, so hopefully in the next week again, this whole area will be completely clear, which will feel so nice, won't it? Because it's just been a mess. It might not look like it because it's an absolute dive, but we've actually made quite a lot of progress with this area as well. We've scratched it back, there was trees that we cut down, we've dug out a lot of the ground, leveled it a little bit, and we just filled a bunch of skips with all the stuff that was out here. And this weekend we've got another 10 friends coming up, so we're going to make some serious progress.
More crap. So I wanted to give another honourable mention to the forest. So when we first viewed the house, not only was it the barn that sold us the house, it was also the fact that it was set within a beautiful enchanted forest. We spend so much time in here, so when we got the letter from the Scottish Woodland to say that it was going to be chopped down, we were gutted. But I've gone back and forth with them, and I asked them last time, when's this going to happen? Because I thought it would be before Christmas. They've said to me, it's going to happen over the next 5 years. So we've actually got a bit of time to enjoy it.
Just remember the funniest story ever. A few weeks after we moved in, Amy went on a run and got to here where our house is and was like, oh my God, whose house is that? And she was like, oh, it's mine. So that is it for the update, lads. Hope you enjoyed it and it makes more sense. Let us know if you've got any more questions or anything that we missed in the comments. But I think after 7 months, considering the year we've had, all the stuff we've done, biking across Wales, visiting friends and family, starting a whiskey company. It's been a full-on year, so considering all of that, I think we've done pretty well.
And I've enjoyed it a lot more than I thought. I think just owning our own house together is just so much fun. It's such a massive part of anybody's life, you know, the house. So to be able to have such a blank slate and make it into our dream everything is just wicked. And we've got ideas coming out of our heads, but it's the execution that we struggle with a little bit.
We also just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody who's donated to our bike challenge pot.
Yeah.
We're so close to £100,000 for mental health, so if you haven't already, give us a little donation. There's a bike giveaway. These 2 sick gravel bikes are up for grabs, so if you donate £20 or more, it could be yours.
So tune in next week to see how the house renovation's going. We've got a lot of projects going on next week. And tune in a few weeks' time to see the build of the garden studio.
See you then.